Hello everyone and welcome to another video on JavaScript programming. Kaushal this side from SimplyCode, and today we are going to discuss iterators in JavaScript. Iterators are included in modern JavaScript. Initially the concept was not there for JavaScript. If you come from different backgrounds like Python or Java, you should have heard about this term before. So in this video, we'll understand what iterators are and their use with a simple example. So before we begin, make sure that you are subscribed to our YouTube channel and press that bell icon to never miss an update from SimplyCode. So without any further delay, let's get started. Before we dig deeper into this topic, let's create an array here. So we know that an array is basically a single variable used to store multiple elements, right? So let's create one array here. We'll move to a JavaScript file and we'll create an array over here. So we'll write here where arr is equals to. So this is the syntax for array. Let's add some elements as well. We'll write here BMW. Then we'll write here, let's say Audi. Then we have Mercedes. And then finally, let's say we have a company named Honda. Fine. So this is a simple array with 4 elements. They all are car manufacturers. So let's print this array on the console. We are doing some basic tasks as of now. So we'll write here console.log and we'll print this array in a console. Let's also print the length of this array. So we'll write here console.log and we'll write here arr.length. Fine. We know that arr.length is the array property and it is used to determine the length of a particular array, right? So let's save this program. We'll open a console inside a browser. So here you can see we have array, and this is a array. We have 4 array elements: BMW, Audi, Mercedes and Honda, present at index 0, 1, 2 and 3 respectively, right? And then we have the length of the array as well, which is 4. So 4 is the length of the array. Now this was the primary task. We haven't done anything extra yet. So let's talk about iterators in JavaScript now. Iterator itself defines the meaning of the term. It means to traverse something. Till now we have been using the traditional method, or we can say we are using the for loop for traversing any array, right? The syntax was easy. What we have to do is we have to write here, let's traverse this array once. We'll write here for, we'll write here let I is equals to 0. I is a variable which will be used to traverse this array. And then we have the condition if I is less than array.length. And then what we'll do, we'll increment the value of I by 1, right? So this is a for loop. Inside this we'll write here console.log and we'll print arr of I. Fine. So we are done with it. Let me just comment these 2 statements. We are good to go. Now the variable I will go through each element present in the array and print them in sequence until it reaches the end of the array. So let's check the output, save it, and here you can see we have all the elements of our array present in the console. So we have BMW, Audi, Mercedes and Honda. We have all the elements here. Now let me tell you guys an alternative to this existing for loop. The alternative is for of loop in JavaScript. The syntax is so simple that we have to write only few words and we are good to go. So let's go through the syntax of for of loop. What we'll do is we'll write here for, we have a variable I of array. So arr is a array name, and then we have the body of this for of loop. Now what we'll do inside here is we'll write here console.log and we'll write I only. So we are good to go. Let me comment this for loop as well, or it might create a confusion for you guys. So we are good to go. Save it now and you can see the output remains same. We have BMW, Audi, Mercedes and Honda. Now this variable I over here will traverse through the array and print all the values in the console. Now you guys might be wondering why we are discussing this concept of for of loop in JavaScript, as the syntax of for loop is also pretty straightforward, right? But there is a problem with the for loop that if we try to nest a loop inside any loop, the complexity grows. Also, the chances of any error increases if we have several variables inside the loop. Now that's why I told you this alternative to for loops in JavaScript. So let's move ahead and we'll move on to iterators in JavaScript now. Now an iterator is an object that uses a method to return an object with two properties. The two properties are value and done. We'll discuss these two properties later on in this video. Now talking about traversing an array, we can do it with for loop or the for of loop we can say. But you know guys, we can do the same thing with iterators in JavaScript. We can traverse each element present in the array one by one. We are not going to traverse all the elements present in the array at once. We are going to do it one by one. We'll traverse a single element, then we'll print it, and then we'll move on further. Now the concept of iterators is a little bit tricky, but you'll get it if you go through it keenly. What we have to do is we have to create a function first. So let's create a function. We'll comment all this piece of code, and here is our array. We'll be working on this array only. Now let's create a function over here. We'll create a function, let's say cars, and then we have the body of this function. Now this function cars over here will have arrays passed to it as parameters. Let's create a variable that will traverse the array just like we had the variable I in for loop. So let's create a similar variable here. What we'll do is we'll write here let index is equals to 0. So this is a variable. This index variable will go through each element present in the array, and this cars function will return an object. By the definition of iterators, we know that an iterator is an object that returns an object with two properties, right? So what we'll do here is we'll return an object. What we'll do is we'll write here return, and we'll use curly braces over here. Now this function cars will return an object, and this object will use a function next that will return the two properties we were discussing about. It might sound a bit tricky, but let's do it here and you'll understand it much better. What we'll do is we'll write here inside this next. So this next will be a function, and then we have the body of this function. Now next is a function here which will be called to print the current element's value, and it will take the index variable to the next array element. It will return the properties as well. The two properties are value and done. Now the traversing of the array starts here actually. What we want is we want the index variable to traverse the array until it reaches the end. So we'll use the if else statement to do this task. We have the array length property. Now we'll write here if index is less than values dot length. What will print over here? We'll write here value is equals to values, and we'll make an increment in the value of index. We'll write here index plus plus, then we'll use comma, and we'll write here done, and the value of done will be false. Fine. Now the if condition will be checked, and this object will return the value and done properties. We can write here anything other than done as well. The program will work totally fine. It's not that we have to follow specific rules in iterators. We can also write here end or reached end in the place of done. That's up to you guys. So let's include the else part as well. We'll write here else, and then we'll write here return, and we'll write here done as true. This error over here is because we haven't included anything here, so we have to write here return. Fine. Now the error is gone, you can see. Now the value of done is true means that the variable index has reached the end of the array and there are no more elements present in the array. So save this program and let's check the output. Now you can see we have no error over here. What we have to do is we have to create a variable to use this object or iterator, we can say. What we'll do is we'll move over here and we'll create a variable here. So we'll write here var new cars is equals to cars and we'll pass array to this variable. Fine. Now we have been using this for quite a long time. We already have enough knowledge about objects in JavaScript. So what we'll do next is we'll write here new cars and we'll write here dot next. We'll call the next function. So this new cars variable will pass our array to the function cars in the form of a parameter. The next thing is we are calling the next function along with this new car variable. So let's check the output quickly. Save it, and you can see we have an error over here, right? So you can see it says index is not defined. Okay, we have made some, you can see here we have right here INDE. We have forgot to put an X over here. So save it now, and you can see here we have an object with the value as BMW, and the done is marked as false here. It is an object with two properties we discussed earlier. You can see it has two properties, done and value, right? Done is false and value is BMW. Now the benefit of using iterators is if we execute this statement again, the output will be the value present in the following index of the array. So what if we write here console.log again? We'll copy this line over here and we'll paste it again. Save it now, and you can see we have another value as Audi, and the value of done is still false. So the good thing is it prints all the elements if we try executing the same statement again and again until it reaches the end of the array. So let's try it. What we'll do is we'll write here console.log 4 times, or we can say let's do it 5 times. Save it, and you can see here it says true at last, right? We have all the values. We have BMW first, followed by Audi, Mercedes and Honda, and at the last it says the value of done is true now. It means that the variable index has reached the end of the array. The value of done is true means it has reached the end of the array. Of course we can access the values as well. What we have to do is we have to write here dot value after this. So if we write here dot value and save it, you can see we have BMW only. Let's do the same for all. We'll write here dot value again and save it now. You can see it says BMW, Audi, Mercedes, Honda and then undefined. It means that the array ends at Honda. There's no element present in the array after Honda. So we have all the values present in the array in a sequence. It is working totally fine. Now let me tell you guys the practical use of iterators in JavaScript. There's no practical use of this topic, but you may find it helpful from an interview point of view. You may get questions from such topics because these topics are pretty tricky and time consuming as well. So this is an excellent topic though. If you want to access the elements of an array or maps in a sequence, then you can use iterators for such tasks. So that's all for this video guys. See you in the next one where we will go through generators in JavaScript. If you like this video, do give it a thumbs up. If you have any doubts, do let us know in the comments below. Share it with your friends and don't forget to subscribe Simply Code. Thank you.